the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV
Radio. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Dot. And if you're watching this, you know where we are. Woo-hoo-hoo! PHLV Radio. Nowhere else but here. And this podcast is also brought to you by the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada. Nowhere to go but up. Galing, no? My name is Dorothy Tome. You can call me Dot. And I'm partnering with the president of Yupaan. Ta-ta-ta! Here she is.
Hello everybody, welcome to October. My name is Mia Martin Casino. Welcome to On the Dot.
Octubre
na. Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday sa lahat ng mga Octuberians.
Yes, happy birthday to my sister Adine and Michelle.
Di ba sabay sila?
Yes, and Tita Lina, what Yupaan member.
Okay. All right. Happy birthday to everyone.
Birthday.
Happy birthday to James Layton. Happy birthday to me someday. Happy birthday to you next month. Okay. I wonder if it's the birthday of our guest. Sige. Let's bring him in.
When is your birthday, guest?
Tanungin natin siya. Introduce mo muna.
So
we're
far off. Yeah, we're far off.
Next year.
Sino siya, Mia?
Our guest, I met our
guest.
guest while we were filming or we were doing the family video.
Yes.
We went to his studio over in downtown Las Vegas. The studio's name is It's Gorgeous because we're gorgeous.
That's the name? The name of the
It's Gorgeous
studio?
Music. Yep.
It's gorgeous music with a Q-U-E.
Q-U-E.
Music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ay, galing.
Yes.
Sige. What's his name?
Our guest is Mr. Matty Margallo, and he has over 2 decades. Imagine that,
Oh
2
my.
decades of music production experience. Yes, he is a sonic writer. I don't know what that means. We'll ask him.
Sonic? Did you say Sonic?
Supersonic.
Like the store here?
I don't know
like
what it means.
fast food here?
I don't know. Sonic writer with many roles in recording and production process, music composition. Incidentally, he is one of our HIMIG contestants. Yay! Along with his partner,
Welcome,
Mr.
welcome.
Sean Day. And so, joining us today is Mr. Matty Margallo. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Don Mia. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited. I like these kind of, I'm a big podcast fan, as you're telling me, and I like the idea of just talking and sometimes lots revealed about who you're talking to as well, and just stuff you didn't know or just interesting stuff, and it can spark really fun conversations too.
He speaks very well.
Oh.
Pang ano, no?
Oh, he sings very well and
Oy,
dances
pang ano
very
siya,
well.
pang pwede pang host,
Of
like those midnight DJs, whose music is for you,
Well, I don't want to be shouting into the microphone either.
course,
So I'm
yes.
just
That's
going with the
me.
vibe. Yeah.
That's me. I'm a shouter. So I need to pull back a little. Hey, Matty. So you are officially the first contestant we have who is guesting.
Oh, yes, yeah.
On the dot. How does that feel for you?
It's very exciting. I just submitted this weekend. I was just putting the finishing touches on the submission and texting with Mia all last week and on Sunday about getting the submission in. I'm very excited. I co-wrote it with my partner Sean Day. We're a production songwriting team called the Songwriters. So that's what it is. So you can find us
Sonic
on Instagram at the Songwriters, and we do songs, we do production, we do mixing, and we've been real fortunate to get some songs placed in Asia, China, Taiwan, and right now our big focus right now is getting music into sync licensing, which is music for film, television, TV shows, and also trying to get music to artists, and the big one as far as artists goes is we're trying to delve into the world of K-pop and trying to make our mark there. But it's becoming more and more apparent to me that Filipino pop or P-pop is becoming even more popular too. There's some groups out there that are really making some headway, and I think that's a really good place for us to get into. He's half Filipino as well, so together we make 1.5 Filipinos. So,
Ayan na
so
naman
we
ang
can-
question ko,
yeah,
ha?
yeah.
Pag sinabi nilang you're half Filipino, which half? The upper half? Or the you don't have to answer that. That's one of my corny questions. So, you're making sure that your submission to the HIMIG, Husay Ipagmalaki Musika Ipagdiwang, is unpublished. You've never played it before
That
in public.
particular one
Yes.
is one of the unpublished songs. So that's a question that I had
Yes.
with me, and I was trying to just make sure that what we were submitting isn't released. We do have released music, but this one is not released.
published.
And it's something that we're trying to find times to release the music that we have, and we released a song earlier this summer called Coast to Coast on Spotify, Apple Music, all your favorites. But this would be the next. Actually, we have another one called Diamonds that's getting ready to release. So suddenly, can I just say the name of the submission? I guess I
Yes,
said
yes.
it.
Yeah, so just a title,
Yes, you
yeah.
can.
Suddenly is the name of the submission, and we're very excited. When I was talking to him, I was
Suddenly, parang, sino yan?
Suddenly,
Olivia
Leave it
Newton.
at-
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And Billy Ocean too, right?
Billy Ocean has a version of Suddenly too. But this one, I when I was talking to him, I know that Filipino listeners are very used to would it be kind of ballad type
Ballads,
music.
yeah.
This particular song in our type of music that I create, it would be, I would say, more of a ballad type song. You've already listened to it, so it's definitely I think more different than what you would hear from your traditional Filipino ballad, but it still has the structure and the vibes of a ballad with a more modern, I would say, a modern twist.
I like how he described it when I said it was smooth. How did you describe it?
I said, you said, oh, it's so smooth. I said, oh, it's smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy.
Oh my God.
That's how he described it.
that's Bruno, right? That's Bruno Mars. Yeah. So,
Have you ever joined any competition before?
songwriting competitions, no. I've done some singing competitions. I've auditioned for the big TV ones like American Idol,
Oh,
The
really?
Voice.
You
I've
have?
done
Maddie,
those.
oh, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Grabe naman, Mia.
I
know, right?
American
That's our
Idol
level.
quality.
I didn't advance
But
or anything.
still,
It's
but,
okay.
yeah,
You
but
made
I've
it
done
to
that.
audition.
Nowadays I don't really. That's not a focus of mine. Being an artist, I guess being an artist as a creative is really
of
my idea.
course.
But
Yes.
being an onstage artist is not really my focus. Maybe 15 years ago when I was in my
Younger,
mid-20s,
yeah.
younger, maybe that would be something, or at least even touring with acts, big artists, and playing for them. But even now, I just can't see myself going on tour like that, because you're on the road and you're away from home, and it's I think it's a difficult life unless you're playing with the big artists where they put you up in the nice hotel and you know all that.
Well, why
Who
not?
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You never know.
No, you
But-
never
Right?
really know. Yeah. What inspired you to write suddenly? I mean, what's the inspiration behind the lyrics?
That particular song is, I think, when you guys hear it in you'll find that it has a melancholy, sad vibe to it, and I think that's where the lyrical content kind of is born from. Do I have much to be sad about? Not really. So as a songwriter, sometimes you have to just pull from just past experiences.
So you pulled all these from your past experiences.
Yeah, I think that's what sometimes you'll have to do, especially if you're just trying to write.
Yes.
I know that a lot of people who are creatives, songwriters, producers, music makers in general, are always waiting for inspiration. I find that just like sometimes the inspiration doesn't come, so you just have to create, you know. And sometimes, and I'll be honest, like the first time around writing something, it's never like great or it doesn't fit. For me, what I found is work on it, lay something down, get some lyrics going, and then come back and revise and rework it to kind of fit what you're looking for. Because a lot of times it's never going to be that thing that you hear about like in the studio where someone just comes in and just comes up like that, you know, and it's a hit. You know, I find that it needs rework, it needs shaping, it needs editing and revision to get it to where it needs to be. And suddenly it's not much different than anything else I've written, where it's just kind of work on it, write it. And the way I write too, I think is interesting too. I'll have the music already done, like the beat and all that stuff. That's already
lyrics.
done. I'll have the mic ready just like this, and then I'll just record myself and kind of hum out the melody. And as I'm humming out the melody, I'll figure out the lyrics as I'm kind of going. And then once I get kind of a lyrical idea, then I'll start shaping the lyrics into lines, and then eventually come up with a chorus, or we call it a hook, right? That makes sense for that song, because I still find Suddenly to be kind of a pop song, and it has pop elements to it, and that's where most of my writing lives, is in kind of pop music.
How many songs have you written so far? Like 100?
It's probably in that realm.
Wow.
Sure, yeah.
100. So
and more, I would say more instrumental music, because I've been I write the instrumentals, and me and my partner write and produce the instrumentals, and then that goes to a songwriter as well. But there are a lot of cases where I'll sit down and write the lyrics as well, and I have my own material as when I was trying to be an artist like before, and I have my own material too, so there's a lot of music there as well. But the writing, I would actually say the writing, the lyrics and that part of it, the song part, is the part I'm the least, I don't do as much of, because I just have so many talented songwriters I work with that the music that I create with my partner goes to them. They create the song itself, the lyrical content for the songs.
So you do have a lot of advantage having a studio for yourself.
The studio that I do most of my material is out of my home studio. Right at home. I have my keyboard, my headphones, my mic, everything's set up exactly how I like it. I do work out of It's Gorgeous Music as a recording engineer, so I do have that available for at my disposal for recording, also mixing and creating and producing and editing, all that stuff, because I bring my laptop with me and I'm able to work on stuff too, so that's nice to have. I don't know, I just feel comfortable at home. I can make my coffee.
Yes.
Maybe I'm hungry, I can just grab a quick little snack, but that's
jammy.
Yeah,
Work from home, no?
it's a work from home situation.
Yeah.
It's a work from home situation. And my partner partner, he lives in Los Angeles.
What's the name of your partner?
My partner's name is Sean Day.
Day.
That's the other half of the Songwriters, and he lives in Los Angeles. So. We are still able to work together very, very smoothly using Zoom.
Will you be performing together?
That one
During the
probably
contest?
not.
No. Okay.
Because I'm on that particular track. Suddenly,
It's a solo.
I'm singing on that. But he was definitely much part of the creation and production of that song.
Composition, yeah.
Yeah.
But we ended up. At the very beginning of the pandemic, I guess that'd be 2020, that kind of early part of 2020. Before that, I was living in Los Angeles at the time, so we would meet up in person, just like this, where we'd create the music, meet up, he'd record guitar, I may be recording some piano. If there's some lyrics or something that come to mind, I record that. We do it together. Then we realized, pandemic, can't really go anywhere, can't leave the house or whatever. So we figured out how to use Zoom to be, and this is what a lot of people did. We were able to use Zoom to be able to communicate what we wanted to do, and then using the screen share feature, I'm sure you guys have used that with the computer. We shared the screen of what we're looking at with the music stuff, and
All
we're
the
able
technical
to
stuff,
all the
yes.
technical stuff. We've been able to pass the music
Yes.
back and forth and work on it, and we're completing tracks, and that really changed the game for us a lot, because then we weren't spending time going back and forth. Not that I don't like seeing the guy.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's the nicest guy in the world, and now he's got a beautiful two-year-old daughter, and I want to see her. So every time I'm in town, I go see. But
Yeah.
for the workflow, the way we figured it out just it's made stuff so easy for us.
Interesting. Did you ever
Yeah.
take music courses?
I did. I'm a graduate of Berklee College of Music, 2007, class 2007. That particular course I did like composition, songwriting. So that was that was my focus, learning how to write, essentially pop music, pop song hits.
So you're Filipino, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born here in the States. I was born in
okay.
Washington D.C. I got my
So what
national
Filipino
hat.
words do you know?
Oh, kumusta ka?
Kumusta ka?
Adobo.
Adobo.
Adobo. What's your favorite?
Baboy.
Yeah. Lechon.
Lechon.
Mostly pork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly the pork
Alam mo kasi
dishes.
today, this October is Filipino American History Month.
Yeah.
That's why we have events geared towards the upliftment of the Filipino culture.
That's
so
fantastic.
one major event we're having is the Filipino American Heritage Foundation. And then this one, our HIMIG. Tama, di ba? Pero sa ano pa ito sa November pa ang HIMIG. It's still a
Adjacent,
celebration of the
sure.
Filipino culture. That's why we're going to be guesting our contestants, no? Yeah. Ano pang nangyayari? A few days ago, ang Pinoy Pride Festival.
Yes.
Were you there sa Pinoy Pride
I didn't make
Festival?
it to that one. No, that was
Okay.
here in the city.
It was huge.
Wow.
It's huge. So there are celebrations here and there, and we're glad to be uplifting the talents of the Filipino composer sa
100%,
sa event
yeah.
na ito. But we'll take a short break for now.
Sounds good.
Then we'll be back, and we'll talk about the card that you pulled for this and other questions from Mia, and an invitation for others to join the HIMIG. So please stay with us. Don't go away.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Romualdo Aragon Jr., founder of the Filipino American Heritage Foundation, Nevada. Every year in October, we celebrate Filipino American History Month. We pay tribute to the power of your hard work, perseverance, talents, achievements, and contributions, making us all very proud to be Filipinos. This year, our theme, Dreams Making Them Realities, highlights the incredible journey of Filipino Americans who have transformed visions into milestones, shaping the very fabric of our nation. It's a night where inspiration meets celebration, with unforgettable performances from Las Vegas' brightest talents, stories that will move your hearts, and moments that honor both trailblazers and the next generation of leaders. Join us for a memorable night of culture and connection as we honor our heritage and highlight the boundless potential of our community. Save the date, October 12, Saturday, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. at M Resort Spa and Casino for an evening of dinner, dance, and entertainment.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hey, welcome back to On the Dot, and you're tuned in to PHLV Radio. And ayun, we are facilitating the Filipino experience. Ay, galing. I heard that from someone. Pangalan niya si Kuya Yo. Facilitating the Filipino experience. Ah, galing na. At saka itong podcast na ito, this is your holding space for positivity and possibility. At isang possibility, Mia will talk about it.
The possibility of winning
Yes.
$1,000 sa ating songwriting competition, which is HIMIG 2024. There you go. It's University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada's second songwriting competition. Husay ipagmalaki, musika'y ipagdiwang gawang Pinoy, which Matty is one of our contestants. And it's going to be on November 16th. Tickets are $30 with refreshments. Last date to send in your entries is October 15. Send it to miamcasino@gmail.com. Entry should not be published. It should be unpublished, and it should be an original composition. And we also have a dinner gala on November 30th to celebrate the 25th anniversary. It's going to be at the Suncoast Casinos at 6 p.m. Tickets are $100.
Memorize ni Madam President.
Yes.
You have to memorize these things, right? Oo naman,
Madali
no?
lang naman.
Madali lang naman. So, our guest is Matty. What's your
Margallo.
Margallo?
Yeah.
All right, Matty.
Is it Margallo?
I believe that would be kind of more the Spanish pronunciation, Margallo.
So he is, excuse me, one of the contestants sa ating HIMIG.
Yeah.
And he is the first to appear here, and he didn't even know about it.
Better early than late.
better early than late. What will you do with the winnings in case you win? If you are the lucky winner.
It would be split, obviously, with my partner, and the winnings themselves would be reinvested into the music and just create more music, more art, and try to blow it up bigger and bigger. You know, as you were saying, supporting Filipino American artists like myself, and I know there are a bunch around the country. It's important for us to start making waves and get bigger and bigger. You know, there are some that are starting to get on the big stage. Olivia Rodrigo, you know, she's got the Filipino blood in her too. So it's becoming bigger and bigger for us, and we're on the come up. I'm very excited. It's a good spot for us to be in as Filipinos.
Yes, it is. Last when we started this, Mia, we had such a good turnout, very good impressions from people, and they said we should keep doing this. That's why we need your pieces.
Because we have so many Filipino artists that are very talented.
Submit your
believe in
pieces.
Have you worked with any famous artists, Matty?
As far as huge famous, no. I've had the opportunities to pitch music to these artists and their teams to be able to see if we can get them on their records. Some of them have at least listened to them, and we've taken steps and been able to maybe get in that direction, but things fall apart. We've had smaller artists pick up our songs and put them on their records, and that's been just a thrill and very fun. And the idea would be maybe you get linked with a smaller artist who's up and coming, and all of a sudden they hit that one song or one viral video or something, and then they're huge and blow up, and then we were there at the beginning, and then they kind of continue with us because we helped them get there, and that would be, for me, the dream. Is
you
to
never
do that.
know. Like my kids would usually share songs with me that they see on TikTok.
100%. And that's such an important place to make sure your music works. Is that what is it? 15 seconds. If you have like a very specific part of your song that can work so nicely on a TikTok or a reel or a YouTube short. That's a good place to be, because everybody's going to hear your song, because it keeps getting repurposed every single time for someone's
Share,
video. Their share. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to our former contestants. Kamusta na sila? Do you have any news?
Well,
Si
I know
Adin.
the winner
Louise.
still keeps singing, and she's gonna guest for HIMIG 2024.
What's her name again?
Janet.
Si
Janice
Janice,
Aranas,
yes. She will guest, no?
She will be
sa
singing
ating
at
program.
HIMIG 2024.
I'd love to hear that.
Yes,
yes.
song.
That's
Yeah.
a very beautiful.
Then
We
I-
are very
then I-
distinguished judges.
Oh,
But we're not
then I would
telling
need to
them
know
yet.
the.
We're
I
not
need
telling
to,
who
need
the
to know
judges
the level.
All right. Are we telling the judges?
No.
Not yet, no. Pero baka mag-ano kayo, inuman kayo with the judges. Unfair.
But it's it's very exciting. The contestants this year are amazing.
Very excellent. Next level. Next level na, no?
Very,
Yay.
very good.
Yeah. Do you see yourself creating a concert, for yourself?
Not for
of your
myself.
songs? So
Not
just
for
an album?
myself. An album, maybe. It would be. I would rather an artist who would take their creative liberties with my music do that, because there's nothing more exciting than hearing someone else interpret my music. There's nothing
really
more
like
exciting. I'll write a song, and usually when I'm writing a song, I'll record we'll call it demo vocals or a guide track, right, like you would hear for a karaoke. Then a singer will listen to that. They'll kind of understand the lyrics, the melodies and stuff. They'll lay down their version, and every time it's happened, my mind is just like, my heart is so full, because it's like, wow,
Somebody else's interpretation.
Because maybe I'm writing, suddenly, right, if I were to give that to an artist, maybe it means something very specific to me, but when they look at the lyrics and they start singing the melodies, they're internalizing something much different that means to them, and it's like, and you can tell in their voice and the way they record it. I don't know, there's something very, very exciting for me about that, and I get the same thrill when it's just the instrumental, if I make it instrumental and then someone comes up with their own lyrics and melodies and hook and chorus and all that.
Yeah.
Very very fun and exciting. That's one of my favorite parts, is like the email back. Like I'll send that instrumental 2 weeks ago, all of a sudden I get an email from the songwriter. It's like, hey, just finish it. I'll be like, and play it in my car, and I'm just like, yes, it sounds so cool, because I would have never thought of it, because it's one thing if I'm writing it and I get back what they're doing, but they come up with some lyric or some melody that I would have never come up with. I think that's the funnest part for me. I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when I heard the slow version of Mamma Mia,
Oh.
it gave me a totally different perspective of. It's a sad song. After all,
Oh.
if you really listen to the lyrics, it is a sad song.
I've heard that same thing with the Jackson 5, I Want You Back. It's a very
Yes.
up-tempo song, fun song.
Same thing with with
but the
Burt
lyric,
Bacharach.
right? Yeah, Burt Bacharach
Oh,
too.
that's one of the
we
very
did a Burt
painful.
Bacharach song for you guys. That's what our friends are for.
That's
Yeah.
what friends are for.
Yeah, I love Burt Bacharach.
Masakit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what got you started into the music industry?
I
Your very first experience.
my very first was honestly playing and singing, doing background vocals for a couple different artists and playing keyboard.
Keyboard.
Yeah,
okay.
I play multiple instruments: keyboard, guitar, sing, bass. So that's definitely where I've been able to get a lot of that experience. Obviously, when I'm in school and stuff, I'm around musicians all the time, but nothing beats the real world of experience of showing up for a gig, going to rehearsals, chasing down people to get paid, chasing down people to get paid. That's maybe one of the things that when I was in school, like, they don't really kind of teach you that part of it, like, the interpersonal skills. Like, what I've noticed is, like, especially when I was in LA and working and gigging and stuff in LA, was if you do 3 things, you're gonna get called back every single time. Number 1, be prepared. Listen to the music beforehand, maybe write down a couple notes. Nowadays on the phone, it's super easy to just have that stuff prepared. The other thing is show up on time. Honestly, show up early, like we did today. Just show up a little bit early. Prepare, get yourself familiar with the area, and this is for rehearsals, for gigs, for meetings, all that stuff. And a lot of musicians, working musicians, or people trying to be, don't do the on-time thing. It's the craziest thing, because it's 15 minutes extra just to leave your house a little early, get there,
when you're on time, you're late.
Yes.
That's according to the Army. When you're on time, you're late.
And it looks really good to the people who want to bring you back for gigs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the last one, I usually say a bad word when I say it, but I'll say the nice word. Don't be a jerk. Like, show up to the gig, like, be nice and cordial. If you don't really agree with whoever you're working with, the singer or the artist or the music director for these gigs, you don't have to be a jerk about it.
Very good tips.
Yeah,
even for non-contestants.
That's something you can use as a professional.
Yes.
It's very like professionally, like just things, and it's just like, and those are just simple. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I'm the most talented person ever. I think I'm personally, I feel lower tier on the talent list, especially when you're scrolling through Instagram, TikTok. You see these amazing musicians, singers, songwriters, producers.
But
I just see myself on the lower tier of that. But I've followed those 3 things, and I've gotten so many callbacks for gigs.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh, Matty's dependable. He'll show up on time. He'll know the material.
Yes.
And like, I'll get callbacks for gigs over guys I know who are way more talented and better than me at keyboard or background vocals or whatever. But those 3 things get you back every time. It's unbelievable.
Yes, your tips are really raising the bar for us Filipinos. Kasi meron tayong reputation of Filipino time is late.
Yeah.
So we're changing that. Filipino time is on time.
It needs to be earlier the better, and
correct.
It gives you. I like the earlier thing too. It gives you a chance to like settle in. Maybe sit in the parking lot for an extra 10 minutes. Let me settle. Check my phone. Whatever.
Oh yeah, that's what happened to me. That's why I was like late coming in, because I was very. It's when parking between in a tight spot. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
So parang in life, when you're too hurried and you don't have the time to squeeze between stressors or challenges, you need to take your time. You need to slow down and gauge your distance, your pacing. It's the same thing with life. You take breathers, you take a pause, so you slow down para you don't get to hit the 2 other cars. Paano, neighbor ko pa naman si Mr. Kuya Yo, di baka maano ko, don't want to scratch anything. But that's the same thing, right?
Yes.
Like what you're saying,
Yeah.
give enough space and time for your schedule.
That's a
for your
controllable.
things.
That's a variable that you can control too.
Yes.
So
Right.
I'm supposed to be here. I know the recording's at 12. Let me give myself the extra 15 minutes.
Very good.
Just to
Appreciate
get
it so
settled in.
much.
I texted me. I was like,
Yeah.
"Are you up here? Are you here now?" So because like there's that part too. That anxiety of like going to a new place.
Oh,
You don't know
yes.
where the parking lot. I went into the wrong parking lot earlier. So the extra 15 minutes. So like
Exactly.
just the stuff that you can't control. The one thing you can control is your time.
Your
And
decision.
time is valuable. That's
Yes.
always what they say. Time is money.
Right.
So it's important to be able to get a hold of that. Am I still trying to get a hold of that? Of course I am. Sometimes I'm not on time for stuff, but I try to make that effort and that thought. Okay, I got to get there. There's probably a parking lot. I got to get up the elevator. So, yeah, I'm getting here at 12, but it's going to be another 5 minutes before I get up the elevator
yes.
upstairs, So
Yes.
I'm trying to calculate that in too,
I
It's the
love
same
it.
thing with these gigs. If I'm doing a
Yes.
gig, I got to bring in my keyboard. I got to bring in my stand. I know they're going to want to do a sound check. Like, I don't want to be late for any of this stuff. I hate being the late one and people are like waiting on you. Man, that's the worst
When we go to
feeling.
his studio, he's right by the door.
Ayan,
Opening
anak,
the
naka-open na yung door.
Well, that's
Open
to
the
me.
door.
That's
Yes.
that's in the same kind of thing. But also, you guys are my client,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to put the impression that also maybe it gets other people to get on board. Being on
yeah.
time and prepared too. So it's like I'm going to be here early, so hopefully you guys can get here on time because we want as much time for you guys in your situation, record you and get the best music out of you guys too.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Di ba? Ang galing naman.
Yeah.
Sumulat kayo tayo ng music
Tell
na
them about
it's
your
about time.
studio.
Oh, the studio I work
Yeah.
out of is It's Gorgeous Music Studio.
Good.
The-
Where is this?
This one, the one that Mia and Fremley record at, is off Highland.
Yeah.
Highland and kind of between Charleston and Sahara. That one's a beautiful space. It's like a standalone building, and we have one bigger room where me and Fremley recorded, where we have a nice recording booth and couches and all that stuff.
Galing. No?
We have a nice lounge area, and then we have a smaller room in that same studio for if you don't need the giant space for a recording.
Is it
So we
only
have
for
two recordings.
Is it only for music?
Music,
Can people
singers,
record
instrumentals,
for
record
podcasts
podcasts.
or,
Absolutely, that's all available too.
Audibles,
yeah,
for
exactly.
example?
Yeah,
Wow.
all that's available there too.
Galing.
And then we have a second location. That particular location, the larger room is $65 an hour. Just so you have some prices in mind, $65 an hour for Studio A, our larger room. Studio B is $50 an hour, so that's a smaller room. And then we have a second location. I was just telling me about it at the Rancho Swap Meet on Rancho Drive in Washington. And that is literally a little space we have at the swap meet, where I leave the door open and people walking by. If they're kind of like, I got music playing and stuff, and they pop their heads in and they're like, "Oh, what is this music recording studio?" And they come in, and that one's a fun little space. I'm there 2 days a week, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's $40 an hour for that space
not
too.
bad.
And we have some specials too. So Mondays, the big special we have is 2
So if I-
hours, 1 hour free, so 3 hours total.
Even if I'm a bad singer, would you be able to fix
you
my
sound
voice?
good.
Would you be able to fix my voice, my pitch? If I'm off key, would you be able to fix that?
So music
No.
production and engineering has come up with a lot of different tools for us to correct vocals
Align,
and whatnot,
yes.
align and get stuff in tune. But nothing beats just getting a great recording. If I imagine if you and me were in the studio, and it was tough because there was 12 of you. But
yes,
if I'm
there were
in
12
the
of
studio,
you.
if I'm in the studio with you, if we're on a one-on-one session, I'd be coaching you and I'd be trying to get the best recording from you, because that's going to save me honestly work on the back end of trying to fix.
Correct.
So we'll get you as close as we can vocally, and for anyone out
Yeah.
there who's interested in recording, it's a good experience too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
By the end of it, Mia, right? Weren't you guys? Did you guys feel like
Yeah, we
experts
felt
at
like,
recording?
Singers.
I saw that. I
pros.
heard
We
that.
felt like pros.
Hey. This guy who's coming in.
Oh, yeah. He's a pro.
He has a very good voice.
Modulated.
Hello, Kuya Rex.
Kuya Rex.
So we're saying hi as well to all our viewers, our listeners. Si Adele, I'm sure she's there.
Yes, hello.
And the other members of the UPAA Nevada, I'm sure someone is listening.
Si Kuya Rex.
Si Kuya Rex, si Kuya G. Okay, since we are almost at the end of our Chica Chica on air, let's talk about the card that you picked up. I was going to ask if there is room for fear in your heart, in your life, as you're doing your work, Matty.
Wow.
So the card is back to back, you know.
Yeah.
Fear is not. Can you read that?
The large print, as you can
Yes,
see,
you
is
can read
fear
both.
is not justified in any form.
And then the flip side.
And the reverse side, the Holy Spirit will help you reinterpret everything that you perceive as fearful and teach you that only what is loving is true. Yeah.
What can you say about that?
You know, especially in the world that I'm in on a daily basis, all the way from when I was young till now, fear can creep up on you in regards to, am I good enough? You know, am I ready for this? And I find the way to overcome those is just put yourself out there and give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, you can look back, reassess, see what went wrong or what didn't go your way, and then make those adjustments so the next time it comes up, you can go in with maybe less fear, you know, and have a bit of confidence in going for it. I've failed plenty of times. I've been rejected plenty of times. Me and my partner Sean have been rejected plenty of times. But what's nice about having my partner is we lift each other up, you know. And in times when it's just myself, you just kind of have to shake it off and come back. And you know, I think it's okay to kind of dwell on it for just a second, just so you can understand where the problems were. But then once you identify those and you can correct them, then you go out and give it another shot. Because if you let the fear overtake and you just give up, then at that point fear wins, you know. So it's I'm fine with the fear. It makes me sharper too, especially those bigger gigs. I've played some bigger gigs. I've done some of these I played in church, you know, and I did some worship conferences with, you know, thousands and thousands of people. And, you know, we got a lot of music we got to play through, and these worship conferences the music's such a big part. So, you know, you want to be able to nail that. So, you know, you feel a little bit flutters, but once you get into it,
it's a kind of excitement. It's a kind of adrenaline rush. Yes,
I think if you're able to flip it and use it to your advantage, I think that's where it works.
That's why I like the flip side of it, because the Holy Spirit will reinterpret it for you. And only the loving part will remain, and all the things you're afraid of, they just dissipate.
In those situations, especially on stage, lights coming down, everyone's eyes is on you. Right. I think those are the best times to let it internalize and let it show, and the light shine and show the joy.
Yeah,
the joy
deep
of what we love.
Deep.
Oh, no.
Oh, see Mia, you know, she had a fear of the microphone before.
Oh.
Of hosting, really.
Of hosting?
Yeah, that's my.
I think
that's
you're
my
very, very
Snickers
nice.
moment.
Yeah, but now she's the fear
Like,
is
I just want to disappear.
And only the loving part remains.
It's beautiful.
Paano, no? Meron din tayong, you understand it, Tagalog? A little bit. Ilonggo, do you understand Ilonggo?
If you throw a little bit of English in there, it'll get me just a little bit closer.
Taglish.
We also have a closing quote that Mia gives, and then we can talk about it.
It's about recording. Our quote is from Jim Rohn. A life worth living is a life worth recording.
I love that, Mia, life.
That's beautiful. You know what's funny is in the last, what was called about century, maybe a little bit more than that, we didn't have any recorded music, right? When you really think about it. So all the music that came before was all written or just passed down audibly, orally, from generation to generation. So only in this last couple hundred years are we able to create this amount of material from recorded music. And even when you listen to that old recorded music, old records, it's unbelievable that we have those, and you can hear the musicians in the background talking and chatting and singing and shouting. it's unbelievable. And same thing with what we do here, what you're doing here with the radio and having all this available and recorded for history. This is forever.
It
You
is.
know, this is
I know,
forever.
right?
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why I'm trying not to swear while we're on on air. No. But it's it's unbelievable that's the case. And nowadays, with everybody with their phones, everything's recorded.
Everything is recorded.
Whether we want it recorded or not, and that's just that's the case. But for our art
Yeah.
and our creation to be able to have this available to us is such a gift. And now there are more artists and producers and songwriters creating at home more than ever. You don't need the studio. If you have a laptop and a microphone, you
Your
can
phone
figure
is
it
your
out.
studio.
Your phone's your studio. People do so much on their phones. It's unbelievable, and it's a pleasure to hear up and coming artists do it on their own.
Right.
Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas, they recorded that Grammy-winning record in a home studio.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That should inspire
That should inspire
our
100%.
budding songwriters.
Artists,
yeah. So you
don't
can
be
do it.
afraid, you
You
know.
can do it.
Don't be afraid to come forward, especially with your MP3, MP4, whatever, your file. Bring it to PHLV Radio. Pwede tayo. We're open here. And Mia, ano ba yung email mo, Mia?
miamcasino@gmail.com.
Yan. So, para ma-record naman natin ang the best or even, your deepest emotions. Oh,
And Matty would like to thank you, the family would like to thank you for recording and helping us with the video and the music arrangement.
So much
Yeah.
fun. So much
Thank
fun.
you.
Seeing the video, seeing you guys have the
it
fun.
recorded our fun moments together.
Yeah,
that
that's
is so
wonderful.
important, Mia. Is there a way we can watch that in public, or are you
Oh yeah,
airing
it's on YouTube
that?
already.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on YouTube.
And Matty did a very amazing job for it to be able to be played on YouTube because it's licensed. Because there's 7 songs,
Yes.
and he arranged it in such a way that it's playable. Otherwise,
Yes.
it's gonna be.
That was a discussion
Yeah,
we
it
had
was a
specifically because we were afraid of any sort of copyright
Right,
issues
copyright
That's very
getting pulled
important.
down. So we,
Copyright laws. Yeah.
sat down and worked out those songs. Fortunately, I knew most of those songs.
Right.
Ain't No Mountain High Enough is one of my favorite
Oh,
songs
yeah.
ever.
My favorite
I'm a James
karaoke
Taylor
song.
maniac. So a lot of those songs I love, and it was fun
Yeah.
working on those
Yeah.
records.
Are we going to see Fremily sa HIMIG?
Oh yes.
All
yes,
right.
Of
Will
course.
that make an advantage towards him? Or
A
towards
lot of
Matty?
shouting probably from
We'll see. We shall see. So it's
Yeah.
about time for us to
Yes.
part, Matty. Is there anything else that you would like to tell our viewers?
Yeah, obviously the big things is follow me at Matty Makin Music. That's my Instagram.
That's the
but
title.
that'll lead to all my stuff. There's a Linktree link there at the Sonic Writers, Sonic the Hedgehog at the Sonic Writers. That's my production team, and you can check out what we're doing and what we're releasing. And then finally, at It's Gorgeous Music. That's the studio I'm working at. If you want to record, hit them up or hit me up directly, and we will get you in the studio recording. Mia is a perfect example that we wanna get everybody. So rap, hip hop, pop, R&B, whatever
pwede,
you're recording, come on in.
Sige.
Oh, but with your question, I'm unbiased though.
We have to
I'm
be
just,
unbiased kasi we are the
we're
producers
and
of the competition,
competition.
and all the other contestants will have a chance to be
Yes.
here, and we will give them the same accord. We'll accord them the same honor and ano tawag dyan?
Equal
Adoration.
footing.
So equal treatment for all the HIMIG contestants.
Yes,
So
all
that being
talented,
said, ano pa? Is there anything we need to tell our viewers, Mia?
No, just October 15. If you have entries, send them over.
Yes. And if you're a UP alumnus, kung lalaki ka, kung babae ka, alumna, please join us. Mura lang, $50 lang, mga kapatid. for the whole
Lifetime
for lifetime
membership.
na yan. And so with that, we want to thank you for tuning in with us this 2nd of October, Filipino-American History Month. History, dapat i-record, di ba? Kasi history. I-record natin ang the best of your creations. So, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Matty. for
Thank you,
being here
Matty.
with us. Mia, thank you.
Thank you so
for
much,
introducing
Dad.
us to Matty and for bringing him to the contest. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Bye. See you next week.
On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.